If it takes weapons to do it, if it takes pressure on Russia, then it must be done. And it must be done now. Otherwise, Putin will keep driving the war forward wider and deeper.
And that was Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky calling for maximum pressure on Russia to end the war. Those comments coming as he addressed the UN General Assembly today and after he met with President Trump yesterday, who himself made a stunning reversal in his stance on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Trump is now saying he believes Ukraine can win back every region that Russia has seized, and even suggesting he supports letting allies shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter NATO airspace. Moscow, though, quick to react to the president's 180. News Nation's Joe Khalil live for us on Capitol Hill. Joe, how is Russia reacting today?
Yeah, the Kremlin taking real offense to President Trump's shifting opinion on where the war stands right now. Not only did he essentially really compliment Ukraine for its strength and resilience and said that they very well might actually win back all of their entire territory with NATO's help, but he also criticized the Russian side and effectively called them weak economically and militarily and said they may be, in his words, a paper tiger. So that, as you can imagine, sparked a pretty quick and swift response from the Russian side. This is Dmitry Peskov, the spokesperson for the Kremlin, saying here, and this is through a translation, that Russia is in no way a tiger. Still, Russia is more compared with a bear. There are no paper bears. And he went on to say that Kyiv is trying to demonstrate to their sponsors in Europe and their handlers they can fight. But they should not forget that with each passing day when the Ukrainian side refuses to negotiate, the negotiating position of the Ukrainian side will only worsen. Former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, also tried to mock President Trump for that statement, saying effectively, well, just give it a couple of weeks and he'll shift back to his previous position. It was a few months ago that President Trump said that Ukraine inevitably would have to give up large swaths of its territory in order to come to a peace deal with Russia that ends the war. But just last night, again, changing that position significantly, not just saying that Ukraine could win back its entirety, but also endorsing the idea that all NATO partners should shoot down Russian planes if they fly into NATO territory. Listen to what else here President Trump said right alongside President Zelensky.
Frankly, Ukraine is doing a very good job of stopping this very large army. It's pretty amazing. You know, this is a war that should have ended in 3 days, 4 days. People said it was going to be very quick, and you got to hand it to the Ukrainian soldiers. You know, Russia doesn't look very distinguished, having taken 3.5 years now, right? So 3.5 years of very hard fighting, and it looks like it's not going to end for a long time.
So these were President Trump's initial words here on Truth Social. He said, after getting to know and fully understand the Ukraine-Russia military and economic situation, and after seeing the economic trouble it's causing Russia, I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form. He went on, Russia has been fighting aimlessly for 3.5 years, a war that should have taken a real military power less than a week to win. So those words there, really striking. A real military power, he says, would have finished this conflict very soon. He also went on to describe economically people in Russia waiting in long lines just to get an opportunity to buy gas, and effectively saying that the Kremlin has been spending all of its money not on its own society and its citizens, but on this fruitless war effort. So again, you can see why the Kremlin really has sort of taken offense and responded quickly to President Trump there.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.